What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hunibagr here, and today we are going to be talking about my scariest event that has ever happened to me. But first, before we get into the video, make sure to give the video a huge thumbs up. It is very much appreciated. And also, before we get started, my upload schedule is kind of all over the place right now. I haven't uploaded in 3 weeks, I think, but most of you guys will know that school has just started, and I'm not most people. My school is kind of not like most schools, where sometimes, you know, in schools they'll give you about like the first 2 weeks to kind of get back in the rhythm of school, and they won't give you tests. But no, we had a test, I think, the first week of school. So that was kind of on my mind, and then we had basketball tryouts the first week of school. I did make the team, just putting that out there. But that also means that we have practice every single day during school, not after school, but whenever I get home, kind of like blown, like completely just out of everything. But I did kind of do something weird to my knee. I think I either sprained it or tore my meniscus, which is like something under your kneecap, but we won't get into that. Yeah, my first sleep paralysis is what this is called. And if you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it is where you wake up. Well, your mind wakes up, but your body doesn't wake up. And you can only move your eyes and your diaphragm, which is like breathing. And sometimes this will cause hallucinations. This has happened to me twice, and it was 3 years apart. So I guess we can like start getting into the first story. I want to say 5, but I might have been 6. I'm not sure. But what I do remember is I remember in the middle of the night, I wake up and I had like an awful like nightmare dream. So as you do, you go in your mom's room and you stay with her so that you're not scared or whatever. That was like a long time ago. But I remember I was, for some reason, whenever I was like in the bed, I slept on my back, and it was really weird because I usually don't sleep on my back. I usually like sleep on a side, but I remember going to sleep on my back, and I wake up kind of turned slightly to the right, but my left leg was like really awkwardly turned, and I remember waking up, and I'm just like, I want to get that left leg moved out of position because it was like kind of hurting, and I was like, this is weird, and like you gotta remember, my mom was like laying right beside me, so I was like, Mom, I can't move my leg. But when you're in sleep paralysis, you cannot talk. You can't move your lips. You can't move your arm to like get out of the position. It's like you're just immobilized, and I was like looking around. I was like, this is insane, because at the time I was insanely young. I did not know what sleep paralysis was. I did not know what was going on. But eventually, I kind of just, I was looking and I was like, oh no, I'm about to die or something. I don't even know. But like a minute and a half later, my leg just jolted up and I was like, oh, thank the Lord. And then I was kind of just like, okay, that was weird. So then I kind of like drifted back off to sleep. And I think it was like 3 minutes later after I had gotten to sleep, I woke up again and I couldn't move. And I was like, oh my gosh. And after that part had passed, it was like in the middle of the day, and I told my mom about it, and she didn't know what sleep paralysis was, and she was just like, oh, well, that didn't happen. She was kind of like, you know, she was talking to a little kid, so she was like, oh, it was probably just a dream, and I was like, oh, okay, it was probably just a dream. Still, had no idea what sleep paralysis was, didn't look into it, because I didn't have a computer or a phone at the time, so I really couldn't. But the second story goes 3 years ago, which is, it was 4 years after the first event of sleep paralysis, but the second one was a lot like scarier. It was like the first one happened in like the morning time, so it was kind of like light was shining through. The second time, it was pitch black in my room. Like I was, I think, 9 or either 10, can't remember. But I was laying down and I was on my back. I woke up on my back and I was like, all right, this is weird because I usually don't wake up in the middle of the night. So I was on my back, both of my arms were by my side, and I started looking around and I was like, oh no, it's happening again. And because I knew I could not move. It was like being strapped down to a chair, but something was like pressing down on you. And I was like, okay, I really don't want to look around because even at this point, I had no clue what sleep paralysis was. I didn't know that you could hallucinate. But this experience was a lot scarier because out of the corner of my left eye, I looked, because my bed is like on the right side of my room and it's like pressed up against the wall. So I looked out of my left eye and my arms were still by my side, and I looked over, and in the corner of my room I saw like a slumped over like black figure, and it was like, you know, in the horror movies where they have really long legs and their arms are really long, but it's like a creature. It's not a person, it's like a creature, and his arms were like over his legs, and he was like sitting down, and I was like, felt like, because I was awake, I knew I was awake, it wasn't a dream, and I looked over, I was like, oh no, if I make a noise, that thing's gonna turn around and come like bite the tits out of me. And I was like, so I was like waiting for it to pass, and I like closed my eyes, and I opened them again, and it was still there, and I was like, and I didn't know, but you can cough when you're in sleep paralysis, so I was like, and that thing turned around, and I was like, oh no. So I like stopped. I did not breathe. I was not breathing. I was like, if that thing comes over here, I'm gonna die. I was like, oh crap, because after I had coughed, the thing turned around, and it was just completely pitch black face. It wasn't a face, it was just, it was gross. It was like a saggy, weird black face. Not like a black person, not being racist, it was just like a black figure. And then it stood up, and like I said, it was really tall, and it took one step to me, and I closed my eyes, and then every part of my body just like poof, and I was like, oh, thank the Lord. I opened my eyes, the thing was gone. I stood up, and I was just like, okay, I can move now. And I just sat down in my bed, and I remember I didn't go to sleep for like the rest of the night. It was just, it was the creepiest thing ever. If you guys have any stories that you want to leave in the comments below, it would be very much appreciated if you guys would tell me in the comments below. Maybe I could help you. I don't really know. But if you guys like this like COD commentary type video, make sure to tell me in the comments below. I don't know when I'm going to be posting next, so if you did enjoy this video, a thumbs up would be very much appreciated. Subscribe if you are new. I have been Honey Badger. Hope you have a very, very nice day.